Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street, also help you understand the big momentum, where is it taking place in terms of the sectors and the stocks, and also what should be your investors' strategy at this point in time as well. We'll get you expert voices as well. But first up, a quick check on how the benchmark indices are moving as we close in on the day's end as well. Well, it's been a good day so far. The beginning of the week has been on a solid note. Right now, if you see both the benchmarks, the Nifty and the Sensex are up by about 0.4% higher. 18,146 for the Nifty, it's up by 82 points. The Sensex moving higher by about 250 odd points at 61,362. Which are the top Nifty 50 gainers as we speak at this point in time? Of course, the gainers are coming in from a whole lot of sectors that are buzzing the most in trade, including metals, IT pack as well. So you do have some gainers coming in from the metals basket. It's Tata Steel. Apart from that, you have Tech Mahindra from the IT pack that's moving up in trade. ONGC, the oil and gas space, has been buzzing, 3.2% uptick for that one. HDFC Life, Hindalco, the other movers at this point in time. What's not doing well, in fact, are some of the stocks from the pharma basket, like Sun Pharma is dragging a bit. We're also seeing some drags coming in from the auto space after the sales numbers have come out. Hero MotoCorp, Tata Motors slightly down in trade. Apart from this, you have Ultratech Cement that's declined after the earnings, and Bharti Airtel declining by 1% odd. But, in terms of the sectors, we do have slight losses being seen on the pharma and the FMCG pack, but rest of the sectors up in the green. Let's now focus on what the experts are really looking at in terms of the insights from the markets. Prashant Tapsi joins in. He's the research analyst and senior VP at Mehta Equities. Welcome, Prashant, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. First up, your thoughts on the markets in momentum. Well, we've started off on a solid note in this week, and we've been seeing that the bulls have been slowly and gradually regaining their control as well after months of volatility. But the big question is this here to stay? Because, the earnings have come out, on a mixed note so far. Your own thoughts on how the markets may move from here on?
I think the month of May was a great month after 3, 4, 6 months of consolidation and under pressure markets. April, we started with RBI, which started to pause the interest rates, which was the first trigger for Indian markets to take it to the next level. And following to that, I think the quarterly earnings show, which were above average, I feel so, by lower margin pressures and better outlook, except Mr. IT as a sector. Rest every sector have been done well. And I think in coming down the line, Fed is also going to have some dovish outlook in terms of going interest rate hike. 25 basis point, I think it has been discounted in the markets. But going forward, after 2 months, there may be a pause session from Fed, or else there may be a chances of even cut of interest rates going forward. Considering this, markets are taking it very positively, and 18,001 closing above 18,100 would be a great sign for Indian markets to target for 18,300. And if that is the close for the coming weeks, and 18,500 can be seen very soon in the coming days.
Okay, understood that. What about, some of the pockets? Let's focus on that are in momentum. Let's start off with the railway pack. Now, this railway theme has been on an uptrend again. Like you pointed out that May has been, a good month so far. And, in April also, the last month, we've seen that some of the railway stocks have actually, surged quite a bit in trade. In today's trading action, we do see RVNL up by 10% after getting that Navratna status, 52-week high levels as well for this one. Apart from this, the entire railway pack, including some of the stocks again from the railway basket, have actually surged up to 50-56% in the last 1 month. How are you looking at this theme, and is this a theme that investors should really look at before we come on to the specific stocks? Overall railway space, how are you looking at?
I think the infrastructure story, what India has been focused once in the budget, they have announced 10 lakh crore to the infrastructure. Major part of the infrastructure comes for the development of the Indian railway system and even the Indian railway platforms and all. So I think government is focused towards this, towards tourism going forward in India. I think a lot of investments have been given focus to the railways, and a lot of orders have been started coming down to the railway stocks. This has been the main theme for last 2 to 3 months, and the stocks are already with a 40% up from those levels. For a conservative investor at these levels, I don't think one should look at investing in railway stocks right now. But yes, in a portfolio stock, there should be one or two higher market cap stocks in terms of railway, like RVNL again should be the part of portfolio for a long term perspective. But if you want to enter it right now, there should be a chance of accumulation going forward once there is some kind of profit booking attempt seen in the markets.
Okay, but on RVNL specifically, after that 10% surge, it has hit an upper circuit. Do you still believe there is momentum that one should look at?
For a risky trader, yes, he can hold it, but I don't recommend a fresh investor to start his new investment at this point of time.
Okay, which are the other stocks that you are really bullish on from this space and you do see a potential upside from current levels?
So I think as a stock specific again, other than RVNL, I think rail stock, that is bogie manufacturing stocks. Those stocks can be a stock which can be looked at investing, and even BHEL, some kind of investment can be seen as they also manufacture some kind of railway bogies and all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and amid the earnings season, is there a specific sector that you are really bullish on at this point in time? Banks have delivered a decent set of earnings. We did see IT as a big disappointment. Are you looking at the banking space constructively at all?
Specifically in the banking space, I would like to see at PSU banks would be the space where one should look at. I think 18th of March, when SBI is going to come up with their results,
Yeah.
the surprise results go every quarter on quarter. And the smaller banks like UCO banks, UNO banks, and all, they are also giving 50% plus profit growth plus good reduction in terms of their NPA. So I think the next era for banking sector would be small PSU banks.
Okay, and what's your own sense? What should investors be doing on SBI right ahead of its earnings, since you do believe that quarter on quarter it has been surprising investors and the street as far as the earnings are concerned?
I think SBI one should look at taking a call right now, trading at 567 around, and I think 600 can be a near-term target as an around the result date.
Okay, 576 currently, 600 is something that you are looking at in the near term as well, as it closes in on the results as well. But what exactly do you believe is really supporting positive earnings and the sentiments in the banking space right now? Any factors that you've been able to jot down?
I think the way they have increased their interest rates and the way the industry like home loan industry, retail loan have been expanded, almost credit growth has expanded double digit from last 2-3 quarters. And the increase in the interest rates have given them a space where they can earn a lot in terms of their profitability. And plus the quality of investors, the quality of loan buyers or takers are really improving in terms of their CIBIL scores and all. The banks they are doing really great, and the new home loan growth has been very high in terms of states like Karnataka, even Maharashtra. The growth is heavy. If you see April month growth, I think the home registration was almost all-time high. So I think these kind of real estate growth are helping banks to make their home loan book very strong, and India is a story for that.
Okay. Let me also focus on a few more stocks that are buzzing in trade today. Apart from, we've discussed the banking space, we've discussed the railway theme as well. One stock that's coming on my radar right now is Varun Beverages. The company reported its earnings Q1 results today. In fact, the net profit has risen about 69% on a year-on-year basis to 429 crores. There's been a stock split that has been announced by the company as well. The objective behind the stock split is to enhance the liquidity for the firm's equity shares and encourage small investors to participate in the stock as well. Now, this company has definitely been, in an uptrend for a long time this year. We have seen that the company has outperformed. Your own thoughts on Varun Beverages, the earnings that have come about, and going forward, the outlook?
Yes, if you look at fundamentally, the stock is really good in terms of long-term growth. And if you see the results, they were really good and better than the market street expectations. But today, the fall is on the back of profit booking attempt. As you said, last 1 month, the stock is in positive zone, and it has been closing on higher highs and higher lows. And today, only because of the profit booking attempt, stock is down by almost 2 to 3%. I think for a investor, one should not look at quarter by quarters. You need to check out the year by year on growth, and I think one should still hold this stock for another 1 or 2 years for a better return.
Okay, understood that. From the mid and the small cap space, are you looking at, constructively any of these spaces, and how should investors be approaching? Of course, these have been kind of laggards in the kind of performance that we've seen in the overall markets. But is the time right, and do you finally see some green shoots emerging, and these stocks can perhaps now perform?
Any sector specific you are looking on?
The overall mid cap and the small cap space, and how should one approach this?
I think the mid cap and the small cap space is in the right turnaround story right now. If you see the index, even those are getting turned out technically about 200 basis point in the mid cap and the small cap. Stocks like real estate stocks, I am really bullish on these stocks. Oberoi Real Estate looks good. Kotak Real Estate, the Oberoi stock, and even Kowai Capital. So these are stocks one should look at investing right now.
Okay, understood that. Our stock just flashed on the screens, ABB, that's coming at the day's high level as well. Are you looking at this stock at all? And, any reason why it's surging in trade today?
I think again I will take you to the infrastructure growth. The way Siemens, ABB, these stocks are performing, ABB can easily make a target of 3600 going forward on a technical basis.
Okay. What about the oil and gas space? We've again seen stocks like ONGC come in top of the radar in top nifty gainers today. Of course, there's been news of windfall taxes as well. How should one approach this space as well, both on the upstream and the downstream companies?
I think from the OMC sector, one should look at investing right now. The way crude has been benefiting for a country like us, always been benefiting for the OMC as a stock. I think these stocks will really give us a good upside from these levels. The time government will start reducing petrol prices, they are making good amount of margins as of now. There are near-term triggers for OMCs, and stocks like GAIL, ONGC, and Reliance. I think they are also getting benefited, but time being in short term, there are some kind of pressure in the Singapore GRM prices. Though there will be pressures on the stock specific for a technical basis, but for a short term to long term, I think Frontline and the OMC company should be looked at for a investment kind of activities.
Okay. We've discussed several sectors and stocks as well, but on top of your radar, if you can name 2 or 3 top themes that you believe that investors should clearly focus on in this current, again, bounce that we are seeing in the markets, which themes would those be?
I think I'm looking at PSU banks would be the next theme for the sector, as everybody says the mother of all the next bull run will start from the banking sector. I think PSU banks, the government is focusing huge to bring up huge capital, fresh capital to be invested in the PSU banks, and going forward, PSU banks and Bank Nifty will be the sector or a technical index one should look at and invest in these sectors.
Okay. And apart from that, any particular stocks that you have on your radar that you would believe as are the top picks at this point that you would want to share with all our viewers?
Again, in the banking space, SBI would be the first stock one should look at investing at these levels. Plus, in a smaller second option, Bank of Baroda looks good at these levels again. So these 2 stocks should be focused on a PSU kind of sectors.
And upside levels from current levels for both of these stocks?
SBI can be 6,620 at a near time very soon, and Bank of Baroda, let me just.
Sure. So 600 and 620 for SBI. Currently, the stock is at 574.6% down, but there is still an upside, and the results could definitely surprise. What about Bank of Baroda? What kind of upside do you see here?
200, 210 can be a near term upside for this.
200 and 210. 188 is the current level for Bank of Baroda. Top picks from the PSU banking space, SBI and Bank of Baroda. Well, thank you so much, Prashant, for being with us on the show and discussing these insights about various sectors and the stocks that we discussed in today's trading action. We do see the market still up in trend, but they have come off the day's high level. 250 points still up on the Sensex, and the Nifty is up by 82 points at 18,147. Now, will this trend really continue through the rest of the week is the big question right now. Well, a lot of things will depend also on the earnings that will continue to come about on the street as well, and we'll continue to track every movement that the markets will show and do impact your own investments as well. And to track all of that, you should stick with us on Business Today TV, and don't forget to subscribe to this platform. Also, you can continue to engage with us on our social media channels as well, on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. Until then, many thanks for tuning in. While April 2023 was a busy month, being the beginning of the new financial year when many financial rules and regulations actually come into force, but as we begin the month of May, here are 5 key financial changes that can actually affect your wallet. So here are the changes. May 3rd is the last